Okay, I think I'm going here. Yeah. Before I get started really going over the assignment, though, I want to make one comment. Last the round 3 assignment, I finished grading. I got all the grades put in there. I looked at the stats. The average score was 5.6 something percent. Okay, not so good. So Thursday, when I gave you the round 4 assignment, and this doesn't for you guys that were gone for basketball and other things, doesn't apply to you. But 1, the attendance wasn't real good. And 2, after I gave you the assignment, everybody got up and left. Now, if you want a good time to work on those assignments, it would be after I've given you that assignment and you've got probably the, not to brag on myself, but probably the number one expert, okay, since I'm the one that wrote up the assignment, the number one expert on helping to finish that assignment, okay. If you guys want to take off, I don't care. You know, if you want to get 5.6 on your assignments, that's completely up to you guys. And I can sure understand the winning team because they don't really have to do the assignment. You know, they might want to bug out. I guess that would be their privilege. But for the rest of you, if you want help, okay, that's a really good time to ask because you got a captive instructor that's right up here that's way more than willing. Not only that, you can help each other a little bit. That's fine. You know, just I like that. I get to watch you guys interact a little bit and make sure that you're not actually giving them the answers versus maybe helping them figure out, you know, how to arrive at the answers. So there's my lecture, my sermon for the day. I'll pass the collection plate a little bit later. Okay. So the assignment for chapter 4, for round 4, sorry. The first question I asked was, and again, this is just kind of a continuation of questions that I've asked and I've gone over a couple times, although we added one little thing to it. So I asked, Erie stocked out in the low end, what was the cost and gross profit? Please show all work necessary. So first I said the percentage difference between actual and potential. Okay, again, I told you that this one had a little bit of a quirk, and it does. So if we scroll down to the actual and potential, we see that EAT, my actual's on my left-hand side here, my potential's on the right-hand side. So EAT had an actual of 4.4 and a potential of 3.9. So EAT actually exceeded its potential. Okay, EAT would have been Erie's traditional product that just happened to sell some in the low end, and it actually exceeded its potential in the low end. Okay, by 0.5%, right? 4.4 minus 3.9. Ebb, on the other hand, had a 30% potential and only sold 22.5%. So Ebb missed out on 7.5%. And I put that in my EAT's actual 4.4 versus potential. I guess I should have done my equal sign in the 0.5 and the 7.5% there would have been a little more accurate. Okay, number of units in missed sales. My total units demanded for that particular segment was 13,948,000. So I just have to multiply that by my missed percentages, right? So EAT actually had, missed or gained. EAT actually had, again, a gain of 0.5% or 0.005, right? If I'm doing the math, that's 0.005 times 13,948,000. So it had a gain in sales of 69,740 is what that would actually be. But if you rounded it off like I kind of did, 69.74 would be fine. Ebb lost out on sales at the tune of 7.5% times that same amount, so it missed out on 1 million, a little over 1 million in missed sales in units. Okay. So amount in dollars resulting from the missed sales, I got to go up and see what my price was for each of those. I can either go to the production or I can go to this one. In the low end, Ebb sold for $17.99 and EAT sold for $19.99. I just have to multiply that. And by the way, here I kind of I either put in an extra step or you could have done this a little bit differently because you wouldn't have actually had to do this step. You could have simply come down here and calculated the gross profit per item and then multiplied that by the gain or loss in sales. Okay, so I did kind of add an extra step in here myself. I was doing that this morning going, what the hell did I do that for? So, okay, you could have also figured out the sales and you could have subtracted out the variable cost per item if you wanted to do it that way. Okay, so kind of an extra step in here. If you did it, fine. If you didn't, don't worry about it. Okay, as long as you showed your work and got to pretty much the correct answer. In any event, the sales would have been the 69.74, 69,000 times the $20 basically. So they gained $1.4 million roughly in sales there, but on ebb at $17.99 they lost almost $19 million. Okay, almost $19 million in sales that they gave up on there. So, okay, the marginal gross profit per item, and this is one again. It's going to come from up here. And again, I ask for the marginal because I want to know what the gross profit was on that last item, because that's what would affect then our gross profit overall. It would be on that last item, because if we had sold more, it would have been at that gross profit. It's simply my sales price minus my variable cost. Okay, sales price minus my variable cost gives me my gross profit, my marginal gross profit. Okay, that's my marginal gross profit. So I got $19.99 minus $8.17 minus $4.25. That one came to $7 and something. We'll look in a second. $17.99 minus $4.41 minus $2.96. So a really nice gross profit on ebb, product ebb, over $10.62, I think. What did I come up with there? Yeah, $7.57 for EAT in that case, and $10.62 for ebb. Okay. Any questions on how I got to the gross profit per item? Again, it's just my sales price minus my variable cost. Gives me a gross profit per item. Okay. To figure out my contribution margin, my marginal contribution margin, then all I would do is take $7.57 and divide it by $19.99 in that case. And in this case, $10.62 divided by $17.99. And I'd come up with a marginal contribution margin. It may be the same as what's showing on the production analysis there, but it could be a little bit different depending on if they had some inventory coming into the year or not. Okay, that would make a little difference. So, total amount of gross profit missed. So EAT was my 69,000. Again, this ended up being an extra step, but 69,000 items times 757, my gross profit per item. So they actually had a gain here in sales, or gross profit, I'm sorry, a gain in gross profit of $528,000. Okay, so they actually picked up some there. But ebb, take the 1046 times the 1062, and they missed out on about 11.1 million. Okay, I should have taken one more step here and netted this, and a net would have been then what's 10.6, roughly about 10.6 million. Okay, and you might have shown your work a little differently or whatever, and that's fine. But hopefully you showed your work as you went all along there and figured that out. Okay, next step probably is going to be then, how's that contribute to after-tax profit? Okay. What's your tax rate according to the guide? 30%. Okay. It's just going to be applying that tax rate, right? Okay, applying the tax rate. If you make a profit of $100 and you got a 30% tax rate, you're going to pay $30 in taxes. You're going to make $70, right? Okay. Okay, 2. What will the total industry unit demand be in the high end for round 5? And I said show your work because you guys could actually look at round 5 and it'd tell you what the demand's going to be, right? So I wanted you to make sure you showed me the work. And it should be this year's demand, which was 4,655 or 4,655,000 units, times 93. Why times 93%? Yeah, because we got a negative 7%, right? We're gonna go into a recession here in round 5, okay, or a pullback, or whatever you want to call it. And so we've had a decrease, okay, a little bit unusual, and so our demand is actually going to go down. So it should be 4,329. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. The official formula should be 4,655 times 1 minus, okay, 7%, which was the loss. Same as doing this though. Okay. 3. Andrews issued nearly $19 million in long-term debt. What was the effect, if any, on? And I said no math necessary in this case. I just kind of wanted to have an idea. if you're thinking about this the way I am, and so ROE might be a nominal increase in interest cost. There would be an increase in interest cost. I shouldn't say nominal because the interest rates are about 10%, so there'd actually be about a $2 million increase or $1.9 million increase in interest expense. Okay, and so that would have the effect of lowering ROE to that extent. Can anybody think of any other impacts on that? I really can't. Now, I mean, you could argue that if you're borrowing the money, you're using it for things, that's the whole goal of leverage, right? You're using it for things that would make you more profitable, okay? In Andrew's case here, that's a hard argument to make because they borrowed $19 million, and what do they got, $53 million cash on hand, or $46 million or $47 million cash on hand, something goofy like that. Oops, go the right direction. Cash on hand, $47 million cash on hand, so their $19 million that they borrowed they didn't need. They were just a little bit overzealous, I guess, in making sure that they had some cash on hand. Okay, but that's the only effect I can think of then that interest would have on ROE.
It would be so minimal that you wouldn't even count it. Like, I mean,
it would be pretty small because you get to deduct that interest, and so its impact, then take 30% off of that, so its impact would be about 1.4 million though. It would be 1.4 million of impact, right, roughly. So it'd be nominal, but it would be some. Yeah. And ditto for earnings per share, right? It's going to lower your earnings just a little bit, just in that interest expense that you're going to have, but it would be really nominal. Okay. Team Andrew's strategy, what'd you guys think?
it's a differentiator in life cycle. Because they didn't create a new product every 2 years.
They're definitely a life cycle because they're getting rid of the the performance and size categories over there. So,
And when I was reading the stuff, everything they were doing, I mean, they were pretty aggressive with their marketing.
Yeah.
Everything was kind of more differentiated.
yeah. They're really spending a lot of money though on lowering their cost here too. So it's life cycle. Yeah, we could arm wrestle over the differentiator, the low cost. Okay, huh?
I said, okay.
Arm wrestle. Can I pick somebody to go? Because you're way younger than me. That's not fair. Any questions about the assignment? Okay. Did you guys do better than 5.6? Hopefully. I hope so too. So, okay. I'll shut up then and let you guys make your decisions.